Hi, I'm Cha Jones, and I'm the founder and CEO of Expat Women of Color. I'd like to welcome you to our prospect meeting. You are here because someone invited you and they felt that you either A, are an expat currently living abroad, or you have the desire to live abroad. So, why are you here? Well, I hope you're here to understand that we have some great opportunities for you within our membership. But first and foremost, let me tell you a little bit more about me and why I actually started this organization. I was living in South Korea. I lived there for about 3.5 years from 2009 to 2012. And I taught English as a second language. So I know all too well the highs and lows of being an expat. In 2011, I was sitting around thinking about some opportunities that I could take, whether I was going to go back to the United States or whether I was going to stay in Korea or try to go to a different country. And just before I came back home for vacation, I went online and I started a Facebook group called Women of Color Living Abroad. By the end of the week, I think about 4 or 5 days, I had 100 women. These women represented different countries, not only South Korea, but countries like Italy, uh, China, Japan, and South Korea. And so by week 3, I had almost 300 women. And so it was starting to grow pretty rapidly. And the only reason I started this online group was because people were sending me emails asking me about my experience and asking me for information about how they could actually live abroad or how to prepare to live abroad. And some people were even asking how to get acclimated once they did move abroad. And so I was becoming this expert for all things expat, and I needed some assistance. And so we started the online group, and then I picked 10 women from 10 different countries to do a blog. And the blog is still up. It's Women of Color Living Abroad. It's not really active because we're not posting right now because we're doing some changes. But that's initially how it began. Then I came to America, and some events that I did not expect occurred. I went from really high to being on the first seat, the first row at Oprah's Life class, to the next week being in a head-on collision and not being able to return to Korea. So I'm okay, and I'm keeping it moving. But what that did teach me was that life is too short, that you should live your dreams, and don't let anything prevent you from living your dreams fully so that when you die, you're totally empty. So that's why I started Expat Women of Color. But what is Expat Women of Color? You're like, why am I at this meeting and how can this benefit me? And why are they starting this organization here as a chapter? Well, Expat Women of Color is a nonprofit 501c3. So within the last year and a half, I took time to actually um, legalize everything, and I incorporated about a year and a half. And a few months ago, we received our 501c3 status. Yay! Um, but when I came to America, I decided to go get my master's degree in intercultural service leadership and management with a focus in international education. And within that, I started to think about how we were very underrepresented within the study abroad participation. And I wanted to do something about that. So I tried to infuse that into the organization. So back to how this benefits you where you currently are. Well, I think it benefits you greatly because Expat Women of Color is an association, and we want to be able to provide individuals like yourself who are living, working, studying, or who just leisurely want to travel abroad the resources and information. And when I say resources and information, I mean pamphlets, brochures, books, which we're working on now, webinars, teleclasses, certification programs. 85% of our membership currently live abroad and they teach English as a second language. We want to be able to help them advance their career if that's what they choose to do. We also want to help them if they don't want to live abroad, because we found that many of the teachers who are living abroad chose to do teaching as a second language abroad because of the economy at one point. So we want to be able to help those individuals who want to go into a different career. Maybe they want to work in foreign service, or they want to have a marketing job in a foreign country. How do you get from where you currently are to the next level? That's what we want to do. We want to assist you in doing that while making a global impact in whatever career choice you decide to take. The next thing that we as an organization really want to make sure happens is that we not only support and feed the current generation that is thinking about living abroad or currently living abroad, but we want to make sure that we feed the next generation of young people, those who are in college. So we have a program called Future Expat, which we go into colleges and universities to talk to young people about study abroad. Because I didn't have that option. I didn't even know it existed. But now that I do, I want to make sure that other young people have a better understanding that they too can study abroad. The next thing that we want to do, and we have a program that starts in 2015 called Boarding Pass. And Boarding Pass gives high school seniors and juniors the opportunity to take their very first international trip with a group of older women who will chaperone them and go on a cultural education trip. So we are doing some great things, and we've invited you here so that you can be part of this. It's an exciting time. It's an exciting time to travel. It's an exciting time to be on a new journey. It's an exciting time to meet new people. Now, I'm not eliminating socializing. I'm not eliminating having girlfriend brunches and meeting up and chatting over coffee, because that's what makes the experience great, when you find like-minded individuals and you can connect on a personal level. However, we're not just a social organization. We're an organization making an international impact. And we may be doing it in small increments because we want to make sure our foundation is strong. But I can assure you that every dime that I've put into this, every tear that I've shed, every moment that I felt like quitting, and I kept pushing through to make this occur, I did it because I too know what it feels like to be where you are, to be an expat in a foreign country and want and long for a piece of home, but you still want to be on this international journey, and you want to make a difference, and you want to see the world without limitations. I understand that. And so if I can assist you or support you in this, by all means, that's what I want to do. So I'm not currently living abroad, but I know firsthand what it is to live abroad. And I plan on, after securing this organization and getting the foundation correct and stable, to one day join you all in living abroad again. But I hope that this gives you a clearer understanding of who I am, why I established this organization, and how I want to help you. And I hope that in your prospect meeting, that if you have any more questions, feel free to ask. I'm always available. You can find me at www.expatwomenofcolor. I'm always on Facebook. Not really, but I try to be. And if you have joined through Facebook, then most likely I have welcomed you into the fold. And if you haven't, but realize this, that I'm just a click away, and sometimes even a phone call away. But you know, this is the ground stages, and you're getting in at a very great time to take on some wonderful opportunities. We need your help. We want you to be part of us. but more importantly, we want to make sure that you can make a difference where you currently are. It's been a pleasure. Thank you, and I welcome you abroad.